How's Stuart Smith doing these days?
Just trying to get back onto normal time. I've been in Chile for Santiago for the last few months, out with my fiance and daughter, and we were there for the earthquake, and so it's just trying to get back onto. I only just got back, so I sort of trying to get back onto normal schedule.
How different is it there, considering where you are now?
First of all, it was in southern hemisphere, so it was their summer, which was pretty wild. They had their summer. So I come back to LA, of course, and the summer's just starting again. So I haven't even had experienced winter, but the earthquake was pretty brutal. That was really something different.
When are you going to be playing again with the suite?
We
May?
start up with suite on May the 1st.
And then run to June?
Well, there's a lot more dates coming in right now, so we're going to be playing the rest of the year.
Now, Live in America, your latest CD with the suite, what process did you guys go through to record this?
We were approached by Westwood One, which is the radio. It's the radio network, and they wanted to record the band, so they brought in a mobile recording studio and parked it outside, and then we did two shows that night, and so we took the best of the two shows and said, all right, we'll take this track from this show and this track from this show. So the thing's totally live. There's no overdubs on there apart from one. Have you heard the album?
Yeah, I have the album. It's an awesome album.
Yeah, on the album, the song "Sweet Dream." I just felt it was a bit empty at the beginning, so I just overdubbed an acoustic guitar on. But that's the only overdub. Everything else is live, so we're really proud of it.
What would you have used as amplifiers on this stage, like old ones?
Oh yeah,
the classic Marshalls.
No, actually, I've been using Marshalls for years, but I use an amp now called it's a Kasha, Kasha, and I've been using them. They sort of give me the right sound I want for suite.
Let's say with all your collections, how's your amplifier collection? Do you have the old Marshalls from the 70s and stuff?
Oh yeah. I've got one of the old Marshall Majors Richie Blackmore gave me. I've got a few of my own amplifiers. I've got one Howard Leese from Hart gave me, which is it's a 50-watt Lee Jackson mod. So that's a really powerful. It's sort of a screamer type amp. And I used to use that, and I've still got. I've got another 50-watt. I've got a few more Marshalls, but at the moment on stage with Sweet, because it's just sort of more of the Sweet sound. I'm using these Kashas.
You must have great friends to give you some old classic Marshalls. How is that? They just give you an amp one day?
Sort of, yeah. Well, the Marshall Major was one that when I first came over to America, Richie Blackmore had lent me, and I just he just said, hey, you can keep it, and he has a few hundred of them.
Wow.
And the other one, actually, I bought off Howard. He lent it me for a while, and then I sort of I bought it off him.
How's your guitar collection?
Well, I only use one sort of Strat, which is the sort of 70s Strat with a large headstock. So I've got a few of those. Mainly Strats. I've got a Babix. I've got a Babix acoustic, which we use on stage with Sweet. I've got a Taylor 12-string, the Leo Kottke model, which is really good, and I've got another 12-string, which Howard Leese gave me.
Heaven and Earth Band. How long did it take you to record this album? Because I see you got a DVD now.
Yeah, it's the first Heaven and Earth album took a long time because the producer was constantly sort of doing other projects. He'd sort of get involved with other projects, and so we'd be sort of stuck waiting for him for a long time. But the second one, we probably did in about, the second Heaven and Earth album, we probably did in about 2 months.
In a big studio type of atmosphere, I'm sure.
Well, we actually have our own studio at our drummer's house. It's called the Wine Cellar, and we did everything there.
Do you have any upcoming releases that we should know? Like, is the Suite going to be recording a new album?
Yep, the Suite's going to be recording a new album. We're sort of talking to people about that now, so that's definitely on the cards. Let's see what else. Eventually, I'll probably get round to doing another Heaven and Earth album, but it's right at the moment. It's right when it's sort of the touring season of the Suite, so that's going to sort of take up most of our summer anyway.
Do you guys film every show?
No, we don't.
No?
We should. This is probably something we'll really think about this next year coming up. That getting into filming the shows.
Because documentaries are, really unique today. Everybody is doing it.
Yeah, well, we did the making of Heaven and Earth, the DVD, and I always thought it was a good idea after I'd seen the making of Machine Head by Deep Purple and the making of Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. I thought, we should really do one of this because there were so many interesting stories involved, which I think come across in the DVD pretty well.
How did you line up all the special guests you got on that album?
The first one?
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of at the time I got offered the deal, there was it was with Samsung, and there was no basically I didn't have a band at the time. I'd been playing with Keith Emerson in a band called Aliens of Extraordinary Ability, so I didn't have a band a set band. So I just I first of all called I think Joe Lynn Turner, who's been an old friend for years, and he said, yeah, whenever you want me there, I'll do it. So, and then at the time, Richie Sambora was my brother-in-law. I was married to Heather Locklear's sister. So Richie, I called him and just said, I've always loved your voice. I don't want you to do this because you're my brother-in-law, but I've always loved your voice. Would you be willing to sing a track on the album? And he said, oh yeah, no one ever asked me to sing. So he was way up for it. And when I gave him the songs, and when he turned up at the studio, he had his guitar with him, and I said, what's that? He said, well, I like the songs. I wouldn't mind playing some guitar on it. So I said, fine with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Richie just has the most amazing voice. I think if he ever decides to go out on his own seriously without Bon Jovi, he'd probably be our next Clapton. Because he's just got, he's got that amazing voice, but and plays really well as well, and he's got a great blues voice.
And microphones, what do you use in microphones like on your amps and stuff? The classic SM57s were live recordings?
No, we use Audio Technica.
You've been doing that for a long time?
Yes.
Do you find that they deliver you a better sound live?
Yeah, they sort of capture the sound that I have on. They capture the sound that is coming out of the amps really well. A lot of microphones, you get a great guitar sound in the studio, and then you try and put it on, and the microphones make it sound completely different. But Audio Technica seems to sort of have got that nailed down.
And for FX on stage, do you carry FX or you plug in straight to the amp?
Not really. I have an echo unit, which is, with Suite, I have an echo unit which I use sort of occasionally. And what else? I have a phase pedal which I use for like one song, which is what is it now? Set Me Free. I have a wah-wah pedal which I use in the same song. And apart from that, that's it. I don't go too much into effects. I think they change the sound too much.
Do you play loud on stage?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, amplifiers always have a sweet spot. and you have to sort of turn them up enough to sort of get them to sort of the spot where the amps will sort of sing.
And how's your hearing throughout all these years?
Oh, it's fine. It's I think there's a lot of misconception that because the frequencies that come out of an amplifier, a natural frequencies, the loud noises that really do the damage are sort of things like industrial noises where you're in a factory and there's metal cutting metal.
Yeah.
I think that does a lot more damage than any of the amps. Plus, in a way as well, I'm facing forward and the amp is behind me, so you're sort of it's not going directly into my ear.
That's really well studied by Stuart Smith. Wow. You're gonna be relaxing for a little bit, and then come May, you're getting back on road.
Yep. We start the. I've just sort of, like I said, just got back from Chile, and so now I'm concentrating on just sort of getting everything together over here, and getting my fingers back playing, because I didn't do that much playing out there. So doing that, and then we start, as I say, on May the 1st. That's our first one, and then we're sort of off and rolling from there. And everyone can see the sort of dates we have on. We've got a web page, which is the www.thesweetband.com, and that'll anyone can sort of see where we're going to be playing there.
Excellent stuff, Stuart. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you like the live album. Again, people can get the copy of that from our web page. We also have a MySpace page, which is myspace.com/thesweetband. And I hope to get. Where are you based?
Nova Scotia, Canada.
Oh, okay. Well, I know we've got some dates coming up in Canada, and there's more coming in. So hopefully we'll get to meet you at one of these dates.
Well, hopefully you guys come closer to Nova Scotia.
Definitely. Okay, Jason.
All right. You have a great day, and you take it easy.